Hello, my name is Bruno Volonte, and I'm currently interviewing Edwin Camille, local artist who's bringing his name up in the industry. Many singles out, music videos out, many performances all over the state. You've probably heard of him many times from your friends, your family, but this is him, and he is here today. This is a podcast that is part of the University of New Haven Welcome Project, and it's a collection of stories about diversity, inclusion, and belonging. So, like, how did you get into music in the beginning?
I got into music when I was like really, really young. Early as like maybe I would say like 7 years old, I just fell completely in love with music. When I first started making music, I was 17, and I bought an interface, which is what you use to connect to the laptop, and I bought an interface and I bought a microphone to record, and the music wasn't that good at first, but you know, with just a lot of practice and years of perfection, or of trying to perfect my craft, I've gotten better. I feel like I still have a lot to go, but yeah, you know, when I was 17, that's when everything pretty much started with me creating.
Was there any like specific moment that stood out to you per se? That was like, oh, like this is something that I want to do. Like, was there a specific artist or somebody who's close to you that kind of showed you music in a different perspective?
Yeah, there's a lot. I would say a lot of my friends, because we were all just big music heads and we would talk about music all the time. I would just dream all the time about making music. I just didn't know how it was possible. I think what really like triggered everything was when Life of Pablo dropped. I know you know that album.
Of course.
Yeah. I think, bro, when that album dropped, I was just amazed by the whole rollout. I was amazed by the music. And I was always a Kanye fan growing up, you know, back then. And I feel like that album made me want to just make my own album. So I would always tell my friends, I'd be like, yeah, I'm dropping an album soon, like as a joke. And then it turned into something serious. And I remember when I made my first song, I made it at my friend's house. And I was like, oh, no, like I want to do this every day. So after that, I asked my dad for like $200 to buy music equipment. Yeah, so he was just like, no, I'm not doing that. But, you know, after a while, I ended up saving money and I bought my own interface. When I first got it, I was really confused on how to use it. I was like, dang, maybe this was a bad idea. Maybe music isn't for me, but I would just spend every single day making music and yeah, to get better. So yeah, so it was definitely Life of Pablo. That album really changed a lot for me. It really made me want to do it myself.
Mm-hmm. And you were talking about like having those difficulties and not really understanding music per se, or maybe how to use the equipment when you wanted to get into it, because obviously you're trying to make your best stuff as possible, like best quality, all of that. What do you think throughout this beginner career that you have right now, like what do you think has been your biggest like obstacle?
Honestly, I would say my biggest obstacle has been myself, because I feel like everything has just been going smooth for the most part. I feel like when things have gone wrong, it was just me getting in my head. And there are a lot of other things that have been out of my control, probably like other people not being on the same page as me. But, you know, just that could always be resolved with like better communication and stuff. So I think just me not getting in my own way, then I'd be completely solid. But I think that's just been my biggest obstacle, like getting in my own way.
I could definitely see that, and it seems like there's definitely more hurdles in the road, but you've passed everything and you've had your achievements as well, and you've had your little like hoorah moments, let's say.
Yeah.
So like what do you think has been your biggest like achievement, success moment that you really felt like, okay, I'm really doing something with this?
I think honestly, last year I performed at this festival in Connecticut, in New Haven actually, called Seeing Sounds. You were there with me, and yeah, I bet you could even say, you could tell anybody how, like, you could vouch for me for how crazy it was. Like, that was probably my favorite moment so far in music, or just anytime I perform. Anytime I perform, it's like an outer body experience, because it's just like, this is what I always like prayed for. So it's just like, whether it's 2 people in the crowd or whether it's 200 people in the crowd, it's just like, yeah, this is what I want. This is dope. So yeah, but Seeing Sounds.
Seeing Sounds is fun.
Yeah.
A lot of people vibing with your music, and for me, since I've listened to your music for so long and literally have been a fan, not only a fan but like a supporter, but somebody who's been there through the process and been part of these moments, let me say.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know, it's great to see, and obviously I hope the best for you.
Thank you, man. Yeah, you've literally seen it from the beginning. Like, I would literally make songs and then send it to you and other people in, like, this one group chat we all had. I would send music all the time. You guys were like the biggest supporters ever, bro.
And so with this all being said and everything you've gone through, and you think these high moments as well, like, what are your goals with your music? Like, what do you aspire to do with your craft right now? Like, in the future, like, where do you hope to be per se?
I plan to go all the way. Like, I plan on being as global as possible with my music. I plan on creating beyond levels that I probably never thought I could ever create at. Just trying to step it up all the time. Just however far I could go with the music is how far I'm willing to go. Trying to step outside my boundaries and just, like, create music that I really, really never imagined ever. And perform in front of many people. Just, more, like, however many people I'm performing in front of now, perform in front of 10 times more. But that all comes with time and stuff. So I'm patient, bro. I already know it's coming. So I'm just, like, taking it day by day. So yeah.
Do you think there's anything right now in your life that will help you achieve those goals? Like, is there anything in specific that you could see right now that you kind of want to either, like, fall into or do more of that will help you achieve those goals?
I definitely want a team. Like, I want, like, not just a team of people. Like, I feel like when I say that, it sounds like I'm looking for people to, like, work for me. But, like, I want I want a team. Like, I want a group of people who want to do the same thing, or even if it's not just music, like, other creative things. And I just want us to, like, just rise up together. Because Connecticut has a lot of talent, and I feel like when I started making music, one thing that I was really stressed out about, and one thing I really wanted, was I wanted a community of people, of like-minded people, but it was so hard to find. So I feel like now that I found it, kind of, I want to grow it, and I want to find other people who really want to start creating and don't know how, and just everybody, like, come together and build up. So I feel like that's just what I need right now, just a community. It's like just a family within the music, Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like, I feel like it's important.
Definitely having either that support system or that quote unquote team.
Yeah.
It isn't like they're working for you, but they're working with you.
Yeah.
And that's how I see it.
Yeah.
And it's necessary for someone trying to be as creative. And I feel like creativity could grow in general when you're surrounded by like-minded people, even if it's their own craft, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
It could be literally physical artists. It could be producers, DJs. It could be people who even are passionate about marketing, like, whatever, like even putting the name out there or whoever's name out there in any way. it's something that's needed and something that's definitely valued. So that's
Yeah.
definitely super important.
Nah, for sure, bro. Of course. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course, of course. This was the Welcome Project. This story is, I feel as if it's going to be very inspiring for many people, including myself, because I see your grind every day, and this is something I hope to have, and
Thank
I
you,
try
man.
to have all the time. And this is a podcast that's part of the University of New Haven Welcome Project, a collection of stories about diversity, inclusion, and belonging. To listen to or watch more projects, visit newhavenwelcome.com.